Hi everybody, this is Kevin from Gameology, and I'm here with Akori.
Hello, yes.
Hey, and we're here today to give you our review of the new Space Marines Codex.
That's right.
And now, Akori, you're new to the game.
I am totally new to it. I didn't even know this world existed in actuality, so until you introduced it to me. So really excited about it. What I like from the top is the models. They really stuck out to me, so I'm really excited about it.
Great.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of why I wanted to have you here today, because Space Marines is a great starting army. They have a lot of good, strong tactics in there, but they have a lot of rules that makes it easy for a new player to learn.
Okay, good, because I'm the totally new player.
Good,
so,
yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, cool. One of the cool things that Kevin was showing me was the chapter tactics. This book actually contains several different Space Marine chapters, and their units get a unique feel to them. This gives a lot more variety in the army building than some other books do. The Ultramarines get to enact the combat doctrines of all their units, not just the ones in the Battle Demi Company formation like the other armies do. This is similar to what they were able to do in the previous edition. They also have a slew of special characters to choose from. The White Scars are great on bikes and get a hit and run and skilled rider, just like in the previous edition. Khosrow Khan is back again and has a little bit of an upgrade. He's still the same point cost with the exact same stats, but is definitely out hunting a warlord. He scores you an additional D3 victory points if he slays the enemy warlord in a challenge. Imperial Fists are still great at wrecking buildings, but also get to re-roll any ones when trying to hit with all their bolt weapons. Captain Lysander is exactly the same as in the previous book. Black Templars may not have Psychers in their detachment, but get a bonus to resisting psychic powers and will gain counterattack and rage if wounded in the shooting phase. This may keep people from shooting and assaulting the same units. They also once again have High Marshal Helbricht, the Emperor's Champion, and Chaplain Grimaldus, who had a 35-point drop in cost, with the only change being he does not give an Invul save anymore to units around him. Instead, a Feel No Pain roll. Iron Hands are the kings of keeping vehicles alive. With It Will Not Die on their machines, they also get Feel No Pain, but that is only on the 6+. Salamanders did not change between editions at all and still get a Flamecraft and Master Artisan special rules. Vulcan is also identical to his previous version. The Raven Guard changed a little bit, by each unit getting Shroud the first turn, where before bulky and very bulky models prevented that. Shadow Captain Shrike also remains the same.
The Gladius Strike Force is vastly different from the Combined Arms Detachment from the main rulebook. It provides an incredible amount of flexibility in army building, similar to the Eldar Craftworld and Necron detachments. For new players, this is how you organize your force. You may still use the Combined Arms Detachment or Allied Detachment from the main rulebook if you choose to. The first unique advantage are the combat doctrines. You get 3 possible orders to issue to all of your units each game. The Tactical, Devastator, and Assault doctrines allow for rerolls in either shooting or assault phases. Remember, this only affects units from the Battle Demi Company formation and not the entire army. You do have to take at least one of the Battle Demi Companies and may take a second one. The advantage of the second of these detachments is a large number of units with the Objective Secured rule and the Company Support feature giving tons of free transports. However, this will soak a lot of points already from the other detachment options you have. This is not necessarily a great upgrade, but more of a trade-off from not being able to take the other options from the auxiliary or command formations. It is also the only way to take a second Centurion Devastator squad. You'll have an option of 3 command formations and can take some of them more than once. The Strike Force command allows you to take special characters if you want to include them, but keep in mind they are still unique. You cannot include more than one Marnius Calgar in the army, no matter how much you want to. You can also include an Honor Guard or Command Squad, but can take just one special character for the unit. The Reclusiasm Command Squad is a simple way to take a chaplain and a command squad accompanying him. This is a good way if you want to include a chaplain as your warlord. The Stirring Rhetoric ability is also a good way to give a unit or two basically a second use of the Assault Doctrine. The Librarius Conclave is going to be heavily used, especially when combined with Chief Librarian Tigerius. Being able to pass psychic tests on a 2+ with rerolls seems amazing. You can cast far more powers in one turn since you will not need to dedicate nearly as many dice. I would normally consider this to be an incredibly overpowered formation, however it does not naturally get a huge amount of defense, so you may want to make sure you go first to get some powers off for defense. A great shooting army can and will whittle down one or two of your psychers in the first turn to limit the abilities of this formation. I would make sure all of the librarians you take are in Terminator armor for added protection. There are 8 auxiliary formations to choose from. You must pick at least one for your force. If you're doing the double battle demi-company formation for the free transports, do make sure that you're saving some points for one of these. There is no upper limit, however, on the amount of auxiliary formations you can take. That is why I think this makes this army so versatile and potentially lethal and is able to lay down some serious ranged firepower. The Armored Task Force is an expensive option, but a great way if you're a fan of the incredibly popular Thunderfire cannon. You can take up to 9 cannons in 3 units, although they are expensive, so I don't see too many people taking that many of them. You also have to take at least 3 units of Vindicators, Predators, or Whirlwinds, and keep in mind all of these vehicles gain benefits from having units of 3 or more. The First Company Task Force is an interesting way to deal with enemy super units. You have the ability to give preferred enemy on up to 3 to 5 of your units. The Anti-Air Defense Force is a great way to deal with flying spam. If you are planning on taking these tanks, this is a useful way to shoot down flyers. Otherwise, it's not incredibly effective. The 10th Company Task Force is a good way to take out special characters right at the beginning of the game. Turn 1 precision shots will force opponents to deploy their top characters far back enough that infiltrating scouts can't hit that unit. This can cause a disruption in their force or have them run the risk of you getting several AP2 precision shots on an HQ turn 1. The Stormwing is the only way to bring air power into this army. You don't get a lot of options here. You have to take 1 Storm Raven and 2 Storm Talons per Stormwing formation. It is expensive, but all 3 ships come in at the same time, allowing for you to control over the skies, or at least for some good focus fire on enemy flyers. The Suppression Force is a good, cheap fill-in formation that can do some long-range and short-range combined damage. This is a good anti-Horde formation, so if you're playing against an Orc army, it may be a good way to go, although it probably will not be very popular. The Centurion Siegebreaker cohort is a super strong and hard to beat down melee force that is moving across the battlefield. It is also a great anti-building formation, so it goes with the Iron Hands theme. It is expensive and a bit risky as it is heavy melee and many units will avoid it while targeting other units for victory points. The Land Raider Spearhead is scary. 3 Land Raiders with 14 armor all around and the ability to ignore most armor penetration results is brutal. 3 big transports to get your assault models in close combat quickly and nearly impossible to break before getting there is a must-have if you plan on playing any form of mobility in your game. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you really enjoyed our review of the new Space Marines Codex. And remember, for ordering information, contact us at Gameology staff at googlegroups.com. And if you mention this video, you'll get free shipping anywhere in the US.
That's right, Kevin. And also remember to subscribe to our channel. Leave us your comments. So now, let's get to gaming.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.